How you doing? Alright, I want to talk about consent and Chris over on Barnum 11970 is talking about how they get you to consent through your silence. They, the powers that be, consent through your silence. And I would like to kind of modify that a little bit and say that this whole legal system that sovereign citizens are looking into and ways to get around how our legal system ropes us into things we don't like through our supposed consent. I would like to say all of that is it's just window dressing. It's meant to make us appear civilized. It's all very civilized, and we have these rules, and if you show up to court and you say, well, you didn't know about the rule, well, we got a rule for that. So you either comply or what? Well, what do you think? You either comply or we're just very nice to you? No. You either comply or we're going to beat you. So really, it's not civilized. I think we can see that. Does that look civilized at all? I mean, that looks like, bullies to me, thugs. So really, the way they get their consent for the rules they make up out of thin air is the threat of force. That looks like a threat of force to me. And if you disagree with their rules, that's fine, but you better not say anything, and you better not comply, or you get all of this. So the only way that I disagree with all of the sovereign citizen talk is that it's legitimate. It's not legitimate. Now, I'm not saying that sovereign citizens believe it's legitimate either, but they're just not mentioning that part, and I just like to mention it. That all the little rules that the little ways that they pretend you have given your consent to things. If you didn't speak up and say, I disagree with that, then you have consented. Well, I disagree with that. Okay. I disagree with that whole premise. And I'm going on record right now as stating that unless you have my signature consenting to something, then you don't have my consent. And it should even be better than my signature. You should come to me and get me on videotape saying, reading your little rule, whatever it is. I read it out loud, everybody can see it, you get me on videotape, and I say, yes, I agree with that, it's perfectly wonderful as I understand it today. That's about the only way that would work for me. Because, you come up with a rule I disagree with, I just have to go along with it? Or what? That doesn't sound very civilized to me. None of this looks civilized. Look. I'm going to beat you. That's not civilized. Okay? They're pretending with their little rules. And their little schemes that your silence is consent. And that makes them look somewhat civilized. That they came up with a little rule like that. It's just camouflage for this brute force. That's really what it is. Behind all the laws that come out there is this brute force. It's there. It's waiting. That's how they get us to agree. Or comply, really. We all disagree. We do. But they get us to comply through force. And it's not civilized. It's force and it's coercion. It's a threat of force. It's not, it's the threat of force. And that's why they love to have these riots and demonstrations, because they want to remind you of what's really backstopping this bullshit. Okay? So it's coercion, and anything we agree to is under duress. I believe. That's my assertion. Any law that we agree to is under duress, because look at the threat of force. Look at it. It's real. It's a real threat. So they can't pretend to be civilized and stomp around city streets like that. The media tries to make out that any protester is uncivilized. But what else can they do? I mean, look what we're up against. We have no voice. That's a good one. I want to beat you because I love you and I'm civilized. Alright, so I just disagree a little bit. Don't buy into the legitimacy of their little schemes. It's all pretend. This is what's real. When the rubber meets the road. That's what's real. Okay, good day.
Whatever, white people.
Huh? No. Hi. I'm in a crappy mood today. You want to know why I'm in a crappy mood? Because it's Lawgiver Days! Lawgiver Days! Yes, human, in accordance with the Lawgiver, this time of year shall now be known as Lawgiver Days in order to honor, well, I think it's pretty apparent, don't you? And for some reason, this is the 32nd annual Lawgiver Days. I don't know. All are ordered now by the Lawgiver to make merry and be light of heart under pain of horrible lingering death. It's Lawgiver Days. Lift up your hearts and be glad, friends. Oh, God. Well, human, have you finished your Lawgiver Days project yet?
Want to get busy, Mike? We're in charge of the bake sale for Lawgiver Days.
What? I didn't bake anything. Nobody told me.
Well, that's no excuse.
Well, actually, it kind of is.
Well, at least be a customer then, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. I'll just have one of these kolaches.
That's not a kolache, that's a kringle.
Oh, well, then I'll have one of those.
That's a krumkak.
Oh,
That's a pierogi.
No. Can I have
That's a Cornish pasty.
What's that?
That's a profiterole. That's a pfeffernuss, the creamhorn, the crumhorn, the zeppoli, the tiramisu, a baba rum, a zuppe anglaise, eclair, Napoleon, cannoli, a charlotte russe, a baklava, blintz, a blini, papadam, and naan.
No. Nothing looks good. You know, I think I'll just have a slice of Crow's Mile High meringue pie.
Oh, but it really is a mile high, Mike.
Oh, great.
5,280 feet, straight up.
Yeah, well, I like meringue.
Well, I'd have to go up there and cut it, you see.
I'll wait.
Start climbing.
Oh, great.
No, Crow, that's too big. Just a skosh.